High school athletes, don't be surprised if you don't play major college football or basketball at the Division I level right out of high school. That is recruiting in 2026. And if you're not being recruited by a Power 4 school right now, especially in sports like football and men's basketball, where the size and physical maturity matter, I want you to hear this clearly. It's okay that you're not being recruited right now. That doesn't mean you're not good enough. It doesn't mean you were missed. And it doesn't mean your opportunity's gone. It just means your timeline has changed. Here's the reality coaches are dealing with today. Why would a Power 4 football coach or men's basketball coach recruit a high school athlete, bring them to campus, and then wait 2 full years for that person to develop physically? 2 years of lifting, 2 years of nutrition, 2 years of learning the system, and 2 years before he or she can truly compete at that level. That's a massive investment of time and money. When instead, that same coach for football and basketball can go into the transfer portal and sign a player who's already physically mature, already experienced, and is ready to play. That is a decision coaches at that level are making right now. Not because they don't value high school athletes, but because they value readiness. This is why the transfer portal has completely changed recruiting. Power 4 programs are no longer building rosters primarily on projections. They are building rosters on experience, the physical development, the game reps, and proven production. And that usually doesn't happen at 18 years of age. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, let's look at a real example that explains how recruiting really works today. Right now, as we speak, it's the middle of January. Indiana University football is one of the best stories in college football. In the 2025 season, Indiana finished 13-0, ranked number 1 in the AP poll, and advanced to the college football playoff. They are now preparing to play for the 2026 national championship. That does not happen by accident. And it didn't happen because Indiana stacked its roster with 18-year-old freshmen. Under head coach Curt Cignetti, Indiana built an older, more experienced roster than what most people still picture when they think about major college football. This isn't about a team built on projection. It's a team built on readiness. Indiana's roster includes upperclassmen with multiple seasons of college football, juniors and seniors who have already been through a full strength program, full off seasons, and real game battles, and a significant number of transfer portal players who arrived already prepared to play at a high level. In fact, Indiana brought in more than 24 transfer portal players as part of their roster rebuild, with reports listing as many as 23 portal additions in a single recruiting cycle. And it's not coincidence. That's complete strategy in 2026. Those players were not projects. They were proven contributors at their last school. They had already played college football. They've already lived in a college weight room. They had already handled game speed, physicality, and pressure. That tells you exactly what Power 4 programs are prioritizing right now. They want players who are proven physically ready right now, and they're ready to contribute today. That level of readiness is rare at 18 years old. It's much more common at 20, 21, and 22 years old. This is why Indiana's average roster age is older than what people remember from like the early 2000s. Power 4 football today is no longer built around waiting for freshmen to grow into roles. It's built around players who have already grown. Now, there's always exceptions. There's always a natural freshman that plays immediately because of injuries or transfers. But the roster philosophy is totally shifted. Build with experience first and add youth where it fits in. Coach development without sacrificing immediate production. That's how college coaches recruit, and that's how they build their programs right now. And when you look at Indiana's results, historic wins, playoff success, and as of right now, championship contention, that approach is clearly working. And Indiana is not alone. Across the country, more and more top programs are filling their depth charts with experienced transfers and older players, not just blue chip high school recruits. That is the reality of modern recruiting in the NCAA in 2026. Now, let's talk about what this means for you as a high school athlete. If you're not being recruited by a Power 4 school or a mid to low level Division 1, that doesn't mean you're not capable of playing at that level someday. It means you may not be ready now. Power 4 schools are projecting athletes at 17 and 18 years old. Some are physically ready, but most are not. So those athletes go to low Division 1. They go to Division 2 or they go to Division 3. And here's the key. This is what you need to understand. They get to play immediately. They start lifting consistently. They train year-round. They grow into their bodies and they gain confidence. And they learn how to compete at the college level. Then, let's fast forward a year or two from now. Now those same kids are 21 or 22, and they're stronger. They are mentally tougher, and they know how to play at the college level. And now, the portal opens. The Power 4 schools need experienced, physical, mature bodies. And those players jump levels with a year or two left of their eligibility. That's not being overlooked. That is developing later and catching the right window. Parents, this is where your stress usually sets in. You see other kids commit early. You watch social media announcements, and you start wondering if your child is falling behind. And fear leads families to rush. And after more than 3 decades on the college sidelines, I can tell you this. The families who struggle the most are not the ones whose athletes develop later. They're the ones who guess. They guess at the level, they guess at timelines, at the communication that needs to happen, and they guess at what really matters. Recruiting today is too complex for that type of guessing. The portal, NIL, roster limits, scholarships, development timelines, and fit all intersect right now. One wrong assumption can cost a year, sometimes more. What families need right now is not pressure. They need clarity. It's also important to say this. It's okay that you never play at a Division 1 level, let alone a Power 4 conference level. Divisions 2 and 3 can be just as fulfilling and rewarding. Divisions 2 and 3 offer playing time almost immediately. They have stronger academics. They develop and they have long-term success beyond sports. And players still level up from these divisions all the time. Divisions 3 to 2 and Divisions 2 to 1. The division label doesn't automatically mean better or worse. What matters is development, your fit, and your opportunity to play. But no matter where you start, you have to keep working. You have to lift. You have to take care of your nutrition every day. You got to develop your skills. You got to grow your mental IQ of your sport. That stuff never stops. And if you're a high school athlete watching this, here's where your focus needs to be. You need to choose a school where you can play early. Commit to your strength and nutrition now. Develop your game every day and train your mind as much as your body. Understand recruiting is a timeline and not a moment. Development creates opportunity. And parents, if you want to know where you should start, this is exactly why I created a resource like the Parents Recruiting Survival Guide. In today's recruiting world, families cannot afford to guess. This guide gives you a clear starting point. It explains how recruiting actually works today, what matters at each level, how to avoid the mistakes that derail most families, and how to support your athlete with confidence instead of panic. If you want clarity instead of confusion, go download the Parents Recruiting Survival Guide. It's in the link below, or it's at keithmondillo.com. So in closing, recruiting in 2026 is not about being first. It's about being ready. Development will win. Experience will matter. And the right plan protects your athlete's future. We are an educational organization that guides families through this crazy college athletic recruiting process. And in 2026, it seems like the rules are changing every day. And that means clarity is what gives families control. I thank you for spending time with me today. Please like and subscribe to this channel. And if you have any questions, please DM me, email me, whatever I can do to help. Take care, and we'll see you soon.